Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, guys? I have with us today a it takes the word utility token to another level. Like, this is what a utility token really is. Charg.io. They're on the line with me right now. Joseph and Assad, how are you guys? Co-founders of Charge.io, I should say. I'm sorry. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. So I'm glad that you guys were able to make it today. We tried to do it yesterday, had a little hiccup there, but very interesting idea. Joseph reached out to me maybe what has been about a month or so. We've been going back and forth. You guys have been getting some things going and really making progress with the project. So Joseph, tell me a little bit about you, how you got into this whole crypto space. I know you got a little mechanical engineering and some gaming hardware
Yeah,
background. Just kind of give the audience a little bit more detail about yourself.
sure. Thanks for having us on your show.
Absolutely.
My background in business side of things is in computers. Had a profitable gaming computer company called Stealth Machines. Now for some time, about 15 years. As you mentioned, yeah, mechanical engineering and economics were my training in college. I completed in economics, had quite a bit of training also in engineering though, which is why I'm able to wear a lot of hats for
Right.
this, the beginnings of this. Kind of went through the CSU Engines and Energy Laboratory there through that training there, and on through life. Computer company kind of tied into mining over in Iceland, where I helped do a build out there. That kind of got me introduced to that world.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was assuming that if you were building computer units and rigs, you were definitely probably you got yourself into cryptos with the mining side. I would assume.
yeah, so I
Yeah,
helped with Enigma built farm build out in Iceland with Genesis.
nice.
So we had a lot of fun out there, and yeah, it opens your eyes to doing things on a just a broad scale, and seeing some very revealing things about the crypto side of things. Certainly giving us an interesting perspective to begin this.
So how long have you been in cryptos altogether?
Oh, I'd say just under 2 years now,
Okay, okay, cool, cool. So
and then building years to
aside,
people.
you yeah, aside you're over in Pakistan, and I know you have experience with startups, and you've founded a few companies yourself. Kind of give me your rundown and how you found yourself here with WeCharge and Charge.io and cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, I have been working from the last 15 years into marketing in startup development, different kind of business developments. And from the last 2 years, I've been looking into the cryptos to see what's the latest coming in. And there are lots of innovative products coming in with the cryptos.
Hmm.
So I joined Charge as a digital marketing head, and then later on we developed a WeCharge with the ideology. Joseph has a very good idea about WeCharge and how we can help society to transform into a green zone. So the idea was very good, and we need the digital part to connect and just grow with it. So we joined hands, and now we are working on WeChat. It will be a great innovation very soon.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And Joseph, I was thinking about this. I'm like, man, what made you come up with this idea of taking a token or basically changing the whole game of yeah? And I talked to you about this. Like, I kind of attribute this or compare your idea to the legacy gasoline oil system or industry where you have gas stations, and those gas stations, make pennies on the dollar, right, for each gallon. You're changing that, and you're changing it for the future in electronic vehicles. So explain what WeCharge is, what Charge.io, the token, and all of that is about, so the audience can kind of get an understanding of it from a bird's eye view.
Yeah, so WeCharge and ChargeCoin are kind of inspired by the Uber business model, crowdsourcing,
Mm-hmm.
wherein anyone is a participant. So the big problem I noticed that companies like Tesla have is they had to build a massive infrastructure quickly. It cost them a lot of money. They did a great job for the resources they had, but even big company like Tesla had their limitations. Something like ChargeCoin, the infrastructure's inherently there in that everyone is a participant in their home or business,
Mm-hmm.
depending upon the local laws. But the idea still kind of remains the same. And then, my own background, I've always wanted to work with renewable energies, but but my passion always seemed to drive me towards computers. So this was just kind of a natural follow through on that.
So individuals, there's this model is more of a B2B, B2C type of platform, right? Where you've got, you're leasing or you're building these machines, these charging machines for individuals to either, put at their home, at their business, as you stated, and they make money from allowing others to charge. And how do they make money from Charge?
Well, it's kind of a set up your own business model. So they charge per second, which would probably be denoted for most people in minutes or hours.
Okay.
And they advertise or broadcast their electric potential, kilowatt hours for that device. So when they join the Charge network, we help them to be seen on the map, along with the existing 100,000 traditional kiosk charging stations, and we help them to become located and create charging. So that's kind of the early primitive evolution of the coin. We've since evolved a little bit into more of a networking type of model where not only can people set up their own stations, but people can kind of like the vending machine man or
right.
model or the Coke machine man. They go door to door to each business asking for permission to set up a station, and before you know it, we've built a network overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, we are looking to create not only the equipment, but to stabilize the economy and help the community to come work with us. That's the beauty of this product. So we are asking communities to be part of the WeCharge family, so they can start to see the difference within their own communities and then bring up other areas and join like a family network. So that's the only way the one way they will increase the green zone, the renewable energy to their community. And secondly, they can participate and help each other to increase their community systems and get everybody into it to earn some money. So the economy of the community or the area will develop with it.
Gotcha. So this idea, Joseph, is unlike many of the other blockchain ICO companies we've seen. This is a hardware intensive startup. So talk about the hardware aspect of WeCharge and how that all plays into it. And did you guys need investors, initial investors, any advisors? Kind of talk about that. That seems like this is a very capital intensive type of business.
Yeah, so it's definitely a shoestring type of thing in our approach to it, with the hopes that we would attract investors of all kinds, be it investors who are interested in expanding upon the hardware side of things, your crypto type of investor on the open market, people who join in on the network at various levels, the different family members, as Assad mentioned. There are opportunities for them to participate and invest at all sorts of levels. And so the hardware side of things, our electrical engineers have been working hard on developing kind of like the MakerBot revolution. They've been developing the basic hardware that people need in order to set up more advanced hardware software in the future. So we're onboarding a lot of that onto the community, hoping that they'll pick it up, but we're providing them with a baseline foundation, and we're helping to bolster the community such that it's this self-sustaining process. So we're starting off now with the baseline hardware being, the do-it-yourself, with the idea being in the future that we're going to try to get some off-the-shelf hardware going, such that it's as easy to set up a charge station as hooking up the electricity for a wall outlet or a wall socket. Not much more complicated actually than that.
Gotcha. So we talked about, Joseph, offline about you guys splitting the coins management, and I thought that was an interesting strategy you're going with. Kind of explain to me, or explain to the audience really, what was your strategy behind splitting coin management between the WeCharge and the Charge.io entities?
Yeah, so there's the fiat arm, which is WeCharge, and that's the hardware side of things also. And then there's Charge.io, which is the crypto side of things, the coin itself. And so recognizing that this is a utility coin, the coin itself is more communal or utility in nature. Anyone can pick the ball up and do whatever they want with it, play around with it. Whereas WeCharge is more of an established framework for people to join in on the network. And so, but the two tie into one another.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we're working on a solution now that will help give open market purchasers what they really want, which is value directly attributable to something utility in nature or something tangible, such as energy time, which is what we're doing here. So the possibilities are, to begin with, quite endless. And one of the possibilities for one of the early evolutions of this is essentially a tie-in wherein every time a charge action occurs, the value is transferred autonomously on the open market. And when it's autonomous, I mean to say, like, it's running on its own completely with no administrator even towards the tail end of the evolution. That is to say, it's running fully autonomously, such that I feel it's almost organic, and therefore it's the fabric of its essence becomes to prop up the value of the coin on the open market.
Gotcha. So aside, like, tell me, as far as the issues that you guys are solving, when you go into business, you're looking to either solve an issue that hasn't been solved yet or improve on solving an issue that the competitors are attempting to do, but you feel that you can do that in a better way. It kind of explain why WeCharge, why Charge.io, why are you guys going to succeed, and why you're better than the competitors that are in the space already?
Yeah, actually, the main thing, what I see in the market, which is going on, the competitors or the companies, they are building business. So actually, what we charge has a beautiful idea that we are not only building business, we are building communities. We are taking the communities with us. We provide them what they require, and the renewable energy. And you can see this Tesla bringing up the things in. These EV charging stations, let's provide them a community edge, that you are your own boss, like kind of a business, and you can start from your home for your business. If you have a cafe, you can put it equipment there and it works with it, and you can help your community. We are also providing the equipment to, for example, churches and other areas where people can use to it, come there and get the things, and we can provide that for free for them also. So helping the community to grow with the business is a different idea, rather than just what our competitors are doing on, they're just bringing up the business. So it's not only about earning money, it's giving something back to the society, and that's where we are different from them.
Gotcha. And I would assume with that type of model, Joseph, the community will be the reason you succeed or don't succeed, right? How are you guys going to facilitate that and grow the community and really get people to want to be a part of the WeCharge network?
Yeah, actually, we have created a community family charge family model, by which we are offering different community sections, like the cafe owners, those who have small shops and other areas, or already established charging station. We have three different models for these people to help them to connect with the recharge. And for all those who are starting up, like in a cafe, they want to start up the EV charging station, we have a different affiliate programs for them. So they can just put up a charge station there, and they can start earning money with it. That's the one part. And then the affiliate network, the more they grow, the more we can give them the cash back. So they can, number one, they get the equipment, they start their own business. Number two, they grow the community and they get the cash back, and we can provide them an affiliate marketing style of work. So
Okay.
that's where the charge family goes.
Gotcha, gotcha. So let's talk about Joseph, a little bit about the more technical side of things regarding Charge token. You guys kind of pivoted away from going the Hyperledger route as far as the blockchain. You're using Ethereum, correct?
Well, Ethereum is what we started off as. We were able to quickly build a fully functioning platform for version 1 on the Ethereum network.
Okay.
The problems we ran into early on don't seem to be as prolific now that they're getting more miners online, that sort of thing, with the speed and the transaction cost. However, we also recognize the potential for growth and control over our own crypto by getting our own and standalone everything going on, decentralized and everything. And so Hyperledger is an interesting one, proof of authority type of thing. I'm not opposed to it per se. It was something we had considered early on. Mm-hmm. It's just something probably more custom that we're going to be needing. And also just kind of in general, with my background, seeing the way that these 51% attacks are protected against the traditional proof of work. Right. We're basically assuming that there's one element of trust there that what's supposed to be completely trust-free, and that is trusting that those miners are not collaborating. The same players who are building thousands upon thousands of miners, they're the ones who are also most likely to collaborate. And so you need something to be truly trustless. You need something to combat even against that in the short term and in the long term. So I envision kind of a two-tiered approach to that for our version 2 platform, probably sometime in 2019.
Okay.
This will be, number one, it'll be a cryptographic platform. And what I mean to say is, if an alien showed up right now, he'd probably have an advanced coin, digital coin that he could hand to us, and he'd say, this is legal tender when you get back on the public ledger.
Right.
Okay. And so it follows that we should develop something that is 100% secure or more secure or equal to secure as a public ledger type of thing, such that it's good to go when you get back on the public ledger. So that's tier 1. Tier 2, you want to have equal to or greater trust in the public ledger. And so you still need a public ledger, but tier 2, version 2 for us, if we were to create something like that, would have to require that we tap into that public ledger, the idea of the public ledger being still more secure than the cryptographic platform.
Gotcha.
So one idea that we're kind of poking at right now is multiple blockchains, just kind of piggybacking off of multiple blockchains for advanced verification. Or proof of authority still is kind of a in the wheelhouse of the concepts. It's just kind of, it really is a difficult problem to solve and say that you solved it without worrying about that one element of trust still being on the table. Making that completely trustless, I think it's in our wheelhouse, but I do think it's a matter of time. It's not going to be something that just incubates overnight.
Excellent. Yeah, that makes sense, man. And I think that is definitely the right route to go. As far as technically speaking as well, what type of hardware? So is the hardware that you guys are using, is this proprietary? Is it out of the box? How do you guys build these out, and how do you implement it into the network?
The do-it-yourself early on stuff that we've already got available, that's just off-the-shelf parts. You could pick it up at probably Home Depot or Amazon.com. And hire an electrician to check off on the final job, and you're good to go.
So do you guys sell those online as well?
On the vcharge.com, yeah.
And so that will evolve into more of a plug and play type of all-in-one part. Get you a list for that. So that's kind of why we're trying to get into the crowdfunding type of thing for that. But yeah, that's the next step, is to make it so simple that anyone could do it.
So what's really from that? What's in it for the EV driver? Is it that they'll have a wide network of charge stations at their disposal? Is that kind of what the?
Yeah, actually, the beauty we have, the application, the Charg application is the best thing we have. It provides electric vehicle drivers the direction through the Google Map, and it also provides them the information and the areas they are in, so they can just connect to it. And the application and the whole software is so beautiful. You just plug in the car, you can scan the CC, and then confirm time, and that's charge up. So it's too easy for the drivers to do it and save some time.
Gotcha,
Save some
gotcha.
money too. And with the coin itself, since you're purchasing with Charge Coin, we're providing incentives for the platform to allow for the drivers to, especially early on, be incentivized to purchase using Charge Coin.
So if they purchase using Charge Coin, there is a discount. Is that what a?
Well, the discount is kind of inherent. It's that we're trying to incentivize the use of the coin.
Okay.
So when the funds don't actually touch, when you purchase charging time with a credit card, you're not actually purchasing charge points. You're actually purchasing charging points, just like a traditional card. And so the node owner or the charge station owner is incentivized to receive charge coin, or we charge a fee if they choose to receive additional US dollars. So that's where it all ties together with the market buy model. So it creates an open, a buy order on the open market.
Mm-hmm.
Every time a transaction moves from credit card, traditional, everything's traditional, parking meter on the credit card side of things. On the node side of things, it's their choice, credit card or, US dollar or crypto.
Okay.
When that happens, again, that autonomous order happens on the open market.
Okay.
On to the driver by way of the coin essentially being anticipated by way of the autonomous market action to go up in value over time. Market value.
Gotcha. So that's a great way to execute it, but I do see with you guys challenges for sure in the whole chicken and egg saying, like how do you get people to have charge stations around available for the end user to find them? So how do you guys plan on tackling that challenge?
So the end user's already taken care of there, and then as they find those charge stations popping up on the map, they'll just naturally also be on the map.
Yeah, actually, as Joseph mentioned correctly, it's already on the application map. They can find it. Plus, we are also working on the two different side-by-side processes. Number one, we are just booking the already existing EV charging stations to connect with the charge system. And we are hopefully very successful with some of the joint ventures. And on the second side, we are just offering the community, as I mentioned earlier. So the community is helping itself and they're building the station. So moreover, we will see a lot of influx coming on to the map also.
Gotcha. So what are you guys planning on for the future? I mean, I remember back in, was it like 2009, 2010, possibly, I can't remember exactly the year, but we had a crazy run up in crude oil price per barrel. It's like 140 a barrel or something like that, and everyone was going crazy about cars and vehicles, your traditional gasoline vehicles. Do you guys see that being one of the catalysts for EV usage going up in the future, that the cost of crude heading back up to those highs that we had back in 2009?
Yeah, if you see economies of scale, you see the petrol, it's going to be the minimum average storage countries have now. So in the future, you will see the petrol prices will be going up, as we can see the storage is less and less in the world, as I could see in the Middle East and the war zones coming in between of these areas. So the petrol has the issues with it, and that's why the companies are looking to go with the differentiation policies like renewable energies, that just like EV charges, and then you have a solar equipment. So I think the best of the other equipment which is in the market is the EV chargers. And as you see, the prices already started to flow up in the market because of some sanctions with the Iran policy, and some other economies, they have the problem within the Middle East sections, where it has the most supply of the petrol. So I think with that in the value, plus the electricity producing from the, you can say, nuclear parts of the area in the world, it becomes lesser and lesser in the cost. So the petrol going up, electricity dying in the process. So I think this will give us a more boost with the value of price.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'll add, if I could, Assad.
Sure.
Renewable energy is one of the big problems that we're trying to help solve. There's no silver bullet in renewable energy. But it's important to not call Chargecoin what we aren't. If you're still tied to fossil fuels with respect to your electric vehicle charging station, it's still a fossil fuel action. So what we are trying to do is, we're creating an infrastructure. We're actually also kind of breaking into the Powerwall, the custom Powerwall market, and we're tapping into solar panels, wind power, all that to kind of supercharge this massive network of batteries and allow for those batteries to naturally obtain their incoming energy and then expel it also.
Gotcha. Is that as far as your tokens, guys? What's the supply on the Charge token? How many do you have, and are those tokens burned at any point during the cycle of usage?
Yeah, so that's an old artifact of the old white paper. Nice thing about our white paper is that it has permission to evolve. That's when we kind of act. There were and still are 90 million Charge coins in existence. The vast majority are still owned by the Chargecoin core team, which will try to get that to a fully autonomous dispersal, a sustainable autonomous dispersal, which I kind of stumbled upon in my mentioning when we were talking about propping up the market value of the coin. Yeah, and so no, we're not going to burn those tokens. We found that that's a bad idea in terms of a hot market. If something's going to get hot, you don't want to slow it down by burning those tokens. So that's one of the things we've written out of the early white paper, and now we've since replaced it with that fully autonomous model instead.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there are currently 750,000 in circulation.
Okay. Cool. And are there any exchanges you guys are partnered with or using? Can you purchase them on Ether Delta, Fork Delta?
Yes, you can purchase on Fork Delta, which is Delta, and you can purchase on Mercatox.
Say that again.
I was saying Mercatox and Fork Delta or
Okay.
Ether.
Okay, great.
But Fork Delta, if you want to see the ticker.
Right. All right. And I guess lastly, before we kind of wrap up, guys, what are your plans for the future? Kind of talked about the vision behind this idea, where you guys are in executing it right now. Where do you see your company in 5 years, 10 years? What are your plans for Charge.io and WeCharge?
Yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, we are planning to open ourselves from the community section into the world side, and we have to follow 3 different areas. One, we have to do a partnership with already existing stations worldwide so that we can start charging equipment with it. And number 2, we are going into our own globally community-based sections, so we can start up our own charging stations there, and people can just become part of the Charge family. And number 3, we are opening up the equipment. We are selling the equipment directly, as Joseph and I mentioned, on the WeCharge.com. It's already available. You can buy the equipment, you can set up, install yourself, and we are ready to help you. So these are the plans for the 5 to 10 next year, so we can grow globally.
Okay, excellent, guys. Any last thoughts you wanted to share with the audience?
Yeah, so just like a lot of the other cryptos out there, this one stands to be quite disruptive. It stands to be disruptive in a helpful way. It breaks into the whole idea of share economy, the idea of the triple bottom line, people, profit, planet, and it breaks into the idea of empowering people in all countries to make money off of charging electric vehicles in a way that we are hoping to implement such that their renewable energy ties into it. Power walls, trickle charging via solar panel, wind power, spreading out that infrastructure. You name it. We've got a long race to run, but the nice thing is it scales very nicely, and that tying actual value, energy, which is the root of all value, in my opinion. There's energy and there's labor and there's development. Energy is a big one, and we tap into it. So, Charge, look out for us. We're coming.
That's awesome, man. I really appreciate you coming on to explain and really bring to light this great idea. And I wish you guys the best in the future here. You guys can check them out at charg.io. That will get you at least on the token side of things. And then from there, you can go on over to WeCharge. It's .com, correct?
Yeah, and important to note, because people do sometimes get confused, there is no E at the end of charge. So we charge
Right.
charge, there's no E at the end.
Yep, no E. It's at the bottom, guys. Charge, no E. .io. So check those guys out. Great idea, and hopefully I can have them on in the near future to give us an update on how things are coming along. Again, Joseph and Assad, I appreciate your time, people.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
All right, take care.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.